Amid the ongoing hostilities between Israel and Lebanon-based Hezbollah militant group in Beirut and other Lebanese regions, the Israeli troops have reportedly opened fire at 3 positions which were held by United Nations peacekeepers in southern Lebanon on Thursday.
The UN Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL, issued a statement this morning saying that 2 of its peacekeepers were injured after an IDF Merkava tank fired its weapon towards an observation tower in UNIFIL's headquarters in Nakura, directly hitting it and causing them to fall. The injuries are fortunately this time not serious, but the peacekeepers remain in a hospital. In a separate incident, Israeli Defense Force soldiers also fired on UN position 131 in Labune, hitting the entrance to the bunker where peacekeepers were sheltering and damaging vehicles and a communication system. An IDF drone was observed flying inside the UN position up to the bunker entrance. Also, UNIFIL says that yesterday, IDF soldiers deliberately fired at and disabled the position's perimeter monitoring cameras. They also deliberately fired on UNP 132A in Ras Nakura, where regular tripartite meetings were held before the conflict began. Lights and a relay station were damaged. UNIFIL reminds the IDF and all parties of their obligations to ensure the safety and security of UN personnel and property, and to respect the inviolability of UN premises at all times. UNIFIL peacekeepers are present in South Lebanon to support a return to stability under a Security Council mandate. Any deliberate attack on peacekeepers is a grave violation of international humanitarian law and of Security Council Resolution 1701. Our peacekeepers are following up with the IDF on these matters.
Italian Defense Minister on Thursday said Israeli forces have acted illegally by shooting at positions used by UN peacekeepers in Lebanon. According to reports, UNIFIL said 2 of its peacekeepers were injured when Israeli soldiers fired on its positions on both Wednesday and Thursday. Unlike some European countries, Italy has been highly supportive of Israel throughout its year-long war against the Palestinian militant group Hamas in the Gaza Strip and Hezbollah in Lebanon. The UNIFIL had earlier said in a post on X that it was deeply concerned by recent activities of the IDF immediately adjacent to the mission's position. Italy has traditionally supplied a large number of troops to UNIFIL, and although none of its contingent was injured this week, Crosetto said the Israeli actions would not be accepted. Simultaneously, at least 11 people were killed and 48 others wounded in an Israeli airstrike that struck 2 separate areas in central Beirut on Thursday evening, according to Lebanon's health ministry. The first strike hit the lower half of an 8-story building in the Ras al-Nabaa area, with ongoing explosions inside. Ambulances quickly responded to the scene. Earlier in the day, a separate Israeli strike on a school sheltering displaced people in Gaza killed 27 people. The Israeli military stated it had targeted a militant command center, but witnesses said the strike hit a meeting of aid workers. One survivor said there were no militants, there was no Hamas. As conflict rages on, Lebanese authorities reported that Israeli shelling and airstrikes have killed 2,169 people and wounded over 10,000 since the war's outbreak in October.